Something new that we've done this year is the quarterly PLC presentation. The quarterly PLC presentation has taken a period of adjustment for many of our teachers and our administrators, of course. It has not been the easiest of implementations, but every quarter that passes, the PLC presentations become higher in quality and depth and efficiency, and more of our teams score the exemplary. The purpose of this video is to explore the purpose, the nature of the PLC presentations, and the advantages it holds for the teachers as well as your administrative evaluators. It is important to note that the 15-minute quarterly reviews accomplish quite a bit of things, but specifically some key goals for our learning community. First, they are a very powerful way to educate the administrative team about the intricacies and the specific academic content of each course on campus. Think about that. All the different courses on campus, from Choir 1 all the way to Algebra 1, to Ceramics, to Auto Tech, to French 1, to Geometry. What better way to get all 5 administrators educated on the main core competencies of each class? This promotes a more well-rounded and quality evaluation experience for all teachers on the campus because you have all administrators on the same page and collectively understanding the curricular objectives of each course on campus. There are few better ways to monitor instruction and also to promote good, strong inter-rater reliability in the evaluation process than having all the administrators involved with the quarterly reviews. Secondly, our quarterly reviews represent compliance with the district's PLC Collective Commitments, developed in collaboration with the CTA, the ADA, and of course officials from the third floor's curriculum division. The Collective Commitments document, which was presented to the entire staff during in-service week, specifically requires the administration to do the following. We're required to support team collaborative opportunities with time and structure. Time, we've given the PLC early release Wednesdays every single Wednesday, and the structure. We've given very clear rubrics for performance for the PLC presentations. We have every single PLC focusing on the same thing, the selection of 3 learning targets each 9 weeks, the assessment of each learning target each 9 weeks, a comparison of student performance data, pre-assessment on those learning targets, and post-assessment on those learning targets every 9 weeks, and of course the interventions for struggling or academically advanced students for each learning target every 9 weeks. That provides the structure, the map, the destination that our PLCs must travel, and of course represents the compliance piece of the administrators providing the structure of the PLC work occurring on the campus. We're also responsible for holding each team member accountable for participating in the PLC and implementing its agreed upon decisions. During the PLC presentations, no matter how hard a specific PLC member may try, it is always apparently obvious when one PLC team member has not been putting forth an effort towards the greater good or the greater need of the team. That is always obvious during presentations and always necessitates a follow-up discussion with that teacher's evaluator, as PLC participation is an important indicator in the professional responsibilities rubric of the teacher evaluation system. PLC quarterly presentations also allow for the evaluation of assessments using the same grading criteria. That is another responsibility of the teachers according to the PLC Commitments document. And also the PLC Commitments document requires each administrative team to model, monitor, and enforce student and adult behaviors that contribute to a safe and orderly learning environment while respecting the rights of others within a diverse learning community. Again, PLC quarterly presentations allow us to do just that for each and every single PLC on the campus, every single course at Trevor Browne High School. It allows us to evaluate teams, to see what teams are working well, what teams need a little bit more assistance, what teams are having some personality clashes, what teams are having some philosophical differences. That allows us to work with your instructional leaders to implement changes. If a team isn't feeling it philosophically or personality-wise, that's where we get the instructional leader involved we sit down with the APR and we start looking at the master schedule and maybe reshuffling some teams. These PLC presentations, again, allow us to do just that. PLC presentations also support the teachers' part in the district's renewed focus on PLCs, according to the PLC Commitments document. It requires teachers to participate in reflective team activities to strengthen instruction and assessment practices. It requires teachers to engage in the PLC cyclical process to continually focus on learning. And it supports school and district CIP goals. Our PLC quarterly presentations also allow the teachers to evaluate assessments using the same grading criteria as is what's used for each one of the learning targets that our PLC teams select. Teachers are also responsible for using common grading practices to create equity. Our PLC presentations, one more time, ensure that all of our PLC teams are accomplishing these goals. Lastly, our PLC presentations, they support you in the teacher evaluation process. Remember that your PLC quarterly reviews fulfill the PLC requirement of the professional responsibilities educator disposition and the classroom performance summative for all teachers. You no longer need to archive and collect documentation and evidence of PLC participation for the entire year for your May or April summative conference. Those of you that have been at Trevor the last few years, you know what that's like. Your summative is coming up. Now you have to go into your file cabinet, you have to search your house, you have to look inside your desk, you have to print out all your certificates, you have to go back and work with your PLC leader, pull up all your sign-in sheets, bring in this big old binder that took you 2 or 3 hours to organize for your summative conference. You don't have to do that anymore. You're doing that along the way with your PLC presentations. We don't even ask you about PLC participation during your summative conference. So that's a nice feature of the PLC presentation as well. And if your PLC scores as an exemplary PLC, as many of our PLCs have through the last 2 or 3 presentations, you might even see 4s in the areas of educator disposition and teacher performance, classroom performance summative. If PLCs are deemed exemplary during their quarterly review, they receive an exemption for the following quarter's PLC presentation. Exemplary PLCs can receive up to 2 exemptions each year for exemplary performance. So though each team starts out with an obligation to present 4 times, through exemplary performance, a team can reduce the 4-time presentation requirement to only 2. Another way that we wanted to support teachers in their implementation of the quarterly PLC presentations is to award each teacher 5 hours of professional development each school year for participating and completing PLC reviews. Teachers will receive 1 hour each quarter for preparation time and 15 minutes each quarter for the actual presentations, for a total of 5 hours. This time will be awarded in addition to the professional development time that teachers already receive for meeting as PLCs each and every early release Wednesday, and of course during our district half days. These are just additional ways that we wanted to say thank you and support you in your efforts in implementing our PLC quarterly presentations, and to make sure that you get the most out of the experience. As always, I thank you so much for your support of Trevor G. Browne High School and our continuous improvement plan's goal of graduating as many students as possible each and every year. Thank you very much. Have a great day.